Hi, welcome to Japan by Food. I'm your host, Shizuka Anderson. This episode is a challenge Shizuka episode, and I'm going to be learning how to make osechi, which is a traditional New Year's food. And it's actually a very, very elaborate New Year's meal comprised of tons of little different dishes, so it takes hours to make it normally. This time I'm going to be taking a crash course, so I'm just going to be learning a few items, but I have never made it before because it's not that popular to cook these days. Most people actually order ready-made New Year's boxes of osechi, which are usually like 3-tiered, really gorgeous. So I'm really excited to kind of go back to my Japanese traditional roots and learn how to make it from scratch. And let's see if I can do a good job. Anyway, let's go inside and meet our Japanese cooking teacher. Alright, so I'm now inside and I'm with my cooking teacher for the day, Manami-san. And I'm very excited to make osechi today. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you for coming to my cooking class. My name is Manami. I was born in a small hot spring town called Atami in Shizuoka prefecture. When I was a little girl, my grandmother and mother always cooked at the kitchen. They taught me everything about Japanese cuisine to me. And now, 2.5 years ago, I started this cooking classes at home.
Usually you hold the cooking class right here,
That's right.
but recently it's all online.
Yes.
Very exciting. So if any of you guys are interested in learning Japanese cooking, Manami-san is the person to go to online. Usually how long does it take?
My mother and my grandmother started making osechi 28th of December.
And when do you usually eat osechi?
On the January the 1st.
January 1st.
Yes.
Wow, so you need a couple of days in advance to prepare. And usually how many different dishes do you cook for New Year's?
If you like, I will show you my osechi. I prepared everything.
Oh, I would love to see it.
Usually 3 layers boxes.
The layout is so beautiful too.
The second layer,
So we've got some shrimp here. What is this one?
this fish is called buri.
Why is this so special for New Year's?
My mother told me I should give buri to my husband.
Oh! Is it so that he can have a good work success?
That's right.
Seems like each item in the osechi box has a different significance. Each one is chosen specifically for to represent something and have good luck for the future. Always see this in osechi meals. What is that?
It's called datemaki, omelette, Japanese rolled omelette.
So we've got some bamboo shoots, shiitake mushrooms, a little bit of seaweed, kelp, and this one is konnyaku.
We are going to make kurikinton.
Okay.
So let's boil sweet potatoes. We are going to cut this seed in half and put it in the water.
Oh, so it helps it give it some yellow color,
That's right.
the golden color.
Yes.
It in half. That looks so interesting inside. In it goes. It's really starting to turn yellow.
Yeah. So we keep boiling sweet potatoes.
So we'll make our next item.
Next item will be pickled daikon radish.
There's our daikon. Oh, you grew this yourself?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. This is the ultimate home cooking class. It's kind of a dream of mine to have a vegetable garden as well, and then use my homegrown vegetables to cook dinner. We're gonna make our next dish. What is the name of the next dish?
Kohaku means red and white.
Okay.
And namasu means pickled radish. We use carrot, so the color is like red and white. We should cut it in half.
It turns into this beautiful shredded daikon.
And we want a little bit of carrot.
Okay. This one's a little harder to do.
Carrots should be much less than daikon.
Oh, okay. 9-to-1 ratio. So it'll look something like this. Sprinkle it on top.
Yes.
Of course, Japanese cooking is done with chopsticks as well.
Let's make a vinegar mixture.
Put it in the bowl.
Yes, sugar.
Japanese cooking actually uses a lot of sugar in their cooking. So you'll always notice like a little bit of a sweet flavor, you know, with either soy sauce to give a salty balance or vinegar to give that sour and sweet balance. So I'm going to mix the sugar and vinegar together.
That's right. Like this.
And squeeze it. Oh, and then mix the daikon, radish, and carrots in the vinegar mixture. It's already starting to smell really delicious.
So we will cut off. Let's scoop
the fruit part.
The fruit part. This is gonna be the cup.
That's so great. I love that we're using the whole fruit.
Then we will use the zest from the top side. So white part is a little bit bitter, so only yellow part you should peel.
So now we're going to squeeze out the juice. So we've got a little bit of yuzu juice. I'm gonna pour that over top of our vinegar mixture. We've got our vinegar and sugar mixture, and now we've added yuzu.
Then let's move on to sweet potatoes.
So now we're going to move back to our kurikinton. So we're going to try not to include any of the gardenia seeds.
So we will add.
So it's a sweetened cooking sake. Okay, all right.
Also we will add the syrup of chestnuts.
That looks like a smooth, like custard. That looks so delicious.
We are going to heat this up. 1 tablespoon of sugar. You should keep stirring. It's bubbling. Can you see?
Yes.
And at the end, we will add chestnuts.
All right, in go the chestnuts.
Please don't stop stirring.
Don't stop. Okay. It'll kind of explode. Oh, okay. So it is a little dangerous if you stop.
At the very end, we will add a pinch of salt.
Okay, I'm gonna taste test the kurikinton now. Let me just take a spoonful of this. Oh, it's so good. I love it so much. It's got a really nice, thick consistency. I wouldn't really realize it was sweet potato if you hadn't told me. I thought it was all chestnut. Now that we've finished making our kurikinton and having taste tested it, we're gonna move on to our next item, which is tazukuri.
We have to toast the sardines.
Such a beautiful, shiny, you know, silvery color.
Here we go.
Oh! So we're gonna mix up the fish.
Then let's make caramel.
2.
We want the liquid reduced in half. Then we will put fish.
Okay.
I like walnut.
Oh, that looks really delicious. We've got
So
Interesting.
sprinkle a little bit of sake and
then stir it.
And
So we'll let it cool down. So traditionally, everything's kind of designed so you can eat it for a few days, so it doesn't need to be hot. All right, so thank you for teaching me the first 3 items. We have a couple other dishes that we're gonna prepare, but we don't have time to show you all of that. So we're gonna keep on cooking, and then we will reconvene when we're all finished, and we'll give it a try. Ta-da! We have finished our New Year's meal, and it looks amazing. It's kind of a dream come true because I've never cooked osechi and I've always wanted to learn how. So thank you very much for teaching me. Yeah, in New Year's in Japan, it's just a really big celebration. This is probably the biggest celebration of the year. In order to celebrate properly, we usually drink some sake.
inside the sake, I put herbal tea.
It smells incredible. Ooh. So we'll say it in Japanese then. Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu. 今年もよろしくお願いします。And we'll drink. 乾杯. Wow, that's new to me. But now let's enjoy our meal. いただきます. I'm gonna start with my kohaku namasu. Very refreshing, and I love the crunch, and the yuzu flavor is really nice. Oh, let's go on to, so we've got our toasted sardine and our walnuts in our caramelized sauce. Here we go. It's crunchy, it's a little bit smoky, and a little bit salty and sweet. Let me try the datemaki tamago. So it's the rolled egg, but it's also mixed with a little bit of fluffy fish cake. This one is, a lot milder, but I like it. You can enjoy the flavor of the egg a little bit more when there's less sugar. So I guess there's also a little bit of umami in there from the fish as well. Oh, it's so good. So I've tried this and this. My family also makes this every year. But each family and each region in Japan usually has a very unique take on it. Let's give it a try. I'll itadakimasu for the homemade mochi. It is different from store-bought mochi. Maybe a little bit softer. The store one is maybe even more stretchier and tougher, but this one is like, it's very soft and pillowy, which is amazing. The texture is so good. So maybe I'm gonna take what I've learned today and try and do it at my own house for New Year's this year. I'm so happy right now. I'm so happy that you taught me how to make these. But since today was a challenge Shizuka episode, can you tell me how you think I did today? Can you rate my performance and my cooking skills? What do you think? 10! Are you really? Oh, thank you! I think you're just being nice.
Doing very well.
That makes me so happy, and I'm so glad I had such an amazing teacher to teach me. And I'm definitely gonna try to make this at home as well and continue the traditional Japanese way and not let that tradition disappear. Anyway, we're gonna continue enjoying our New Year's feast. So I hope you guys enjoyed our traditional New Year's video today. And thank you for watching. See you guys in the next episode and have a very happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye guys!